Imagine living longer, healthier, and happier with just one simple change in your diet. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, it might not be if you start using more olive oil in your cooking and salads. The health benefits of olive oil have been the focus of a huge amount of research in the last 50 years, as shown by the rising number of scientific papers on this topic. Olive oil, a key ingredient of the Mediterranean diet, has been linked to lower risks of cardiovascular disease as well as other conditions such as diabetes, cancer, and neurodegeneration. We used PubMed to look for papers that had olive oil and health in their title or abstract, and that were published from 1973 to 2023. We found more than 5,000 papers, and most of them published in the recent years. Olive oil, also known as liquid gold, olive oil is one of the most beneficial foods for your health and longevity, according to several recent studies. For example, a study by Harvard researchers titled "Olive Oil Consumption and Risk of Cardiovascular Disease and All-Cause Mortality," a meta-analysis of prospective cohort studies, published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology in January 2022, found that people who consumed the most olive oil, more than half a tablespoon per day, had a 19% lower risk of death from any cause over a 28-year period, compared with those who rarely or never consumed olive oil. Higher olive oil consumption was also associated with lower risks of death from cardiovascular disease, cancer, neurodegenerative disease, or lung disease. Another study by Swedish researchers titled "Olive Oil Consumption and Risk of Type 2 Diabetes in Two Large Prospective Cohorts of Swedish Men and Women," published in the European Journal of Nutrition in November 2021, found that olive oil intake was inversely associated with the risk of type 2 diabetes, especially among women. The study analyzed data from more than 32,000 participants in the Swedish mammography cohort and the cohort of Swedish men, and found that those who consumed more than 14 grams, 1 tablespoon, of olive oil per day had a 16% lower risk of developing type 2 diabetes, compared with those who consumed less than 1 gram per day. A third study by Spanish researchers titled "Extra Virgin Olive Oil Improves Cognitive Functions and Modulates the Neuroinflammatory Response in a Mouse Model of Alzheimer's Disease," published in the Journal of Alzheimer's Disease in October 2021, found that extra virgin olive oil improved cognitive function and reduced brain inflammation in mice with Alzheimer's disease. The study used a mouse model of Alzheimer's disease that mimics the human pathology and progression of the disease, and found that feeding the mice with extra virgin olive oil for 6 months improved their memory, learning, and spatial orientation, and reduced the levels of amyloid beta plaques and neuroinflammation in their brains. These are some of the studies that show the potential health benefits of olive oil, especially extra virgin olive oil, which is the least processed and has the highest amount of antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds. Olive oil is a key component of the Mediterranean diet, which is one of the most studied and praised diets for longevity and well-being. How much olive oil should you consume per day? The recommended amount of olive oil to consume per day can vary depending on your individual dietary needs, overall diet, activity level, and health status. However, a general guideline is to consume about 1 to 2 tablespoons of olive oil. This amount is associated with health benefits, such as reduced inflammation, improved heart health, lower blood pressure, better cognitive function, and more. However, olive oil is still high in calories and fat, so you should consume it in moderation and not exceed the recommended amount. Too much olive oil may lead to weight gain, digestive issues, or interfere with other fat-soluble nutrients. Therefore, it is best to use olive oil as a replacement for other less healthy fats, such as butter, margarine, or vegetable oils, rather than adding it to your existing diet.